Thank you very much for this question, and thank you for invitation for this interesting talk. And it's always a pleasure to join Doha Forum. It's a fundamental question actually, because so many trends are interconnecting, so many trends are evolving. But of course, we need to extract some principal lines. So I think that what we observe is a coexistence, a paradoxical coexistence of two major trends. One trend is what I would call securitization of international relations. We are facing towering security issues on the regional level, and on the global level we have this US-China growing competition, Russia-US relations, so emerging EU as a political power, right? And of course the Middle East affairs with their current turbulence. But on the other hand, what we see is the unprecedented interdependence of the modern world, and many observers anticipated that the securitization of international relations would be proportional to the decline of economic interdependence, but that's not the fact. That's not the fact. Look at the US-China trade. So the political competition is growing up, but the trade is also growing up, right? So what's going on? This is something paradoxical, but that's what we see, and I think it's good. I think it's good that trade and economy still play the role of some sort of a constraint for their political escalation. So it's good to have this interconnected world, and I hope that it will serve as a preserving mechanism for further political tensions. Well, of course, the past year was very hard due to the obvious reason, due to COVID-19 pandemics. And well, personally, I travel a lot, and this is a part of my work, it's a part of my life. And well, many people like me, the businessmen, scholars, diplomats, they had to run their business from home, right? Another point is that we managed to overcome this, right? Modern technologies, modern communications allowed us to soften the impact of these pandemics, right? And I remember the time before the pandemics when there were all the same communication opportunities. We could have meetings in Zoom, we could have distant learning, we could have distant conferences, etc., but we didn't do. We didn't use these instruments to the level we could. But pandemics forced us to do this, right? So I'm sure that when we overcome this crisis, the role of communication will be much higher in comparison with what we had before. And another important trend is, of course, the role of the state, because when societies faced this COVID-19 challenge, it appeared that the state is still the only actor which can effectively counteract this challenge. Because, well, we have international organizations. Well, it's good that we have them, but they contributed their positive role they played their positive role to the counteraction the pandemics. But these were the states, the governments which took the lead. And this re-emerging of the state, of the government as a crucial actor of international affairs, is one of the major consequences and one of the major events of the past year. Well, it does. It does. Of course, it's evolving, it is changing, and a lot is happening on the level of grassroots, on the level of personal interactions. The frameworks for this unprecedented growth of personal contacts, business contacts, professional contacts is still there despite political tensions, and that's pretty good. So, for instance, 20 or 30 years ago, it was impossible for me to travel to Doha, for instance. Well, it was quite hard, right? Or to the US, to the Washington DC, or to China, or to Tokyo. Right now, it's a part of our everyday life. right? Well, I would say that this is magic bullet to solve all the problems. But when you have an ability for personal communication, when you can look into the eyes of your counterpart, right? Whatever country we take, it's much better for blunt and candid conversation, which is essential for solving the problems we have. So I think that keeping this framework of personal relations is pretty much important.